The St. Louis Blues and Anaheim Ducks game was postponed Tuesday night after Blues defenseman Jay Bouwmeester collapsed on the bench in the first period.
He just collapsed.
It was a wild scene. The St. Louis players literally lifting the bench up and just moving it away to allow the medical personnel to quickly get there.
Blues GM Doug Armstrong said in a statement that it was a cardiac episode and thanks the Anaheim medical staff for their quick reaction. The game will be rescheduled for a later date this season. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO.
Detroit Pistons forward Christian Wood has tested positive for COVID-19 this past weekend. Wood is the third NBA player to have tested positive for the virus, along with Utah Jazz players Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. He is the first player to test positive following the NBA suspending their season. The Pistons issued a statement confirming a player had tested positive for the virus, and the team said the player would remain in isolation and under the care of the medical staff. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO.
We told you the COVID-19 outbreak is leaving the Olympics up in the air, and now we are hearing questions about March Madness. The National College Players Association is calling on the NCAA to close its doors to fans to prevent the potential spread of the coronavirus as fear mounts. The move wouldn't be unprecedented, as sports around the world have been played in empty stadiums due to the threat of fan violence or as acts of punishment. The men's NCAA basketball tournament First Four tips off on March 17th, while the women's start on March 20th. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. This is one of the busiest times of year to visit the theme parks in Central Florida. Many colleges have their spring break starting next week, not only in Central Florida, but all over the U.S. There will be a lot of cheerleaders and their families coming to town for the upcoming competitions at Disney's Wide World of Sports. Epcot's annual International Flower and Garden Festival starts this weekend. SeaWorld's Seven Seas Food Festival is also in full swing. Out on the coast, Bike Week is rolling into Daytona Beach. That will be going on until the end of next weekend. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. The Florida Department of Health reports an additional 295 confirmed cases of coronavirus and another death. There are now 1,977 cases in the state, and the death toll is at 23. Of the cases, 1,867 cases involve Florida residents, and 110 of the cases involve non-residents. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. Former NFL place kicker Tom Dempsey passed away Saturday from complications from the coronavirus. He was known for being able to kick without toes on his right foot. Dempsey set the NFL record for longest field goal at 63 yards on November 8, 1970, in the final seconds of a 19-7 win against the Detroit Lions.
I don't believe this. It's good! I don't believe it! The field goal attempt was good from 63 yards away!
The record stood for 43 years before being broken by Matt Prater in 2013. He played 11 seasons in the NFL, being named a first-team All-Pro in 1969. Dempsey was 73 years old. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. Saturdays are usually the busiest day at Kyle's Bike Shop in Orlando, but now
every day is like a Saturday.
This means the shop has been able to grow its staff.
And we've even taken on like another 4 new employees, so we're employing more people now because we need the extra help.
Owner Kyle Markel says his business is booming as people are desperate for a way to get outside and enjoy some fresh air during the Florida COVID-19 stay-at-home order. And in such a small shop like Kyle's, he said regulating social distancing is key.
We got 2 outdoor tents, so we got 2 full-time mechanics outdoor.
If you want to check out Kyle's Bike Shop for yourself, it is located on 203 Primrose Drive in Orlando. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. Nike announced on Sunday that it is closing all its stores in the U.S. over coronavirus fears. This affects Nike stores in Canada, Western Europe, Australia, and New Zealand as well. Other retailers have announced similar closures, including Patagonia, Apple, and Urban Outfitters. The company said the stores will begin to close today and stay closed through March 27th. There are 3 Nike outlet stores in the Orlando area. I'm Joe Remmett with News 96.5 WDBO. NASCAR has launched an investigation after a noose was found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace, the only black driver in the Elite Cup Series. NASCAR said in a statement that the noose was found on Sunday afternoon and vowed to do everything possible to find who was responsible and eliminate them from the sport. Wallace said on Twitter, "This will not break me. I will not give in, nor will I back down. I will continue to proudly stand for what I believe in." Wallace was a key figure in having the Confederate flag banned from NASCAR events and stadiums. I'm Joe Emmett with News 96.5 WDBO.
It looked as if Tyson bared his teeth at one stage in the exchange.
Yes,
Bit
I
his
think
ear.
he bit his ear. That's what Holyfield was in a lot of pain from that.
Known as the Bite of 97, Holyfield won the fight via disqualification, and it led to Tyson's boxing license being revoked by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The fight brought in a total revenue of $180 million. I'm Joe Emmett with WDBO FM 107.3 and AM 580. According to the Clearwater Police Department, 2 people were struck on Sunday afternoon on a beach. One of the victims was taken to a local hospital and is in critical condition, while the other victim was treated on the scene and is in stable condition. Officials did give a reminder on Twitter that if you are close enough to hear thunder, to seek shelter and go inside. I'm Joe Emmett with FM 107.3 and AM 580. CNBC reports players will have the option to wear a smart ring, which measures body temperature and heart rate. Players will also be given access to a Disney Magic Band, which will help with contact tracing and let players check in at virus screenings and security checkpoints. To enforce social distancing, players are required to wear an alarm device that sounds when 2 people are within 6 feet of each other. All NBA personnel will be subject to extensive testing, quarantines, and strict social distancing behavior rules. I'm Joe Emmett with News 96.5 WDBO. The MLS is Back tournament started yesterday with Orlando City taking on Inter Miami. Orlando City won the game against Miami 2-1 thanks to a goal in stoppage time by Nani. The tournament format is similar to the FIFA World Cup, where teams are put into groups, and the 2 teams with the most points in each group move on to the knockout stage. The tournament will last till August 11th, where champion will be crowned. I'm Joe Emmett with WDBO FM 107.3 and AM 580, Orlando's News and Talk. The Washington Redskins will be making an announcement Monday morning that the organization will be changing the nickname of their team. The 87-year-old name has been viewed by many to be offensive, and team owner Dan Snyder has been pressed to change the name for many years now. The team does plan on keeping their burgundy and gold color scheme, and head coach Ron Rivera says the team wanted to include the military in their new name. Have any suggestions? Leave us an open mic through the WDBO app with the name you would want to see be chosen, or give suggestions for the name. I'm Joe Emmett with WDBO FM 107.3 and AM 580, Orlando's News and Talk.